Hi guys, welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 9th of October 2020. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Thoth Tarot for this reading. Let's see what the cards want you to be aware of today and what energy you'll be working with on Friday the 9th of October. I hope you've had a great week and I hope you've got amazing plans for the weekend. Let's see about this day particularly. We've got the Knight of Discs, that's the Knight of Pentacles. Then we've got the Hanged Man in reverse, okay. Next we've got the Knight of Wands. Okay. So the Knight of Discs, a court card, another Knight, and then a Major Arcana card in reverse. All three of them are men. We've got lots and lots of energy going on here today. We've got feminine, earthy energy via the pentacle and the discs. And then we have masculine, fiery energy via the Knight of Wands, also known as the Knight of Rods or Staves. They're both pointing in this direction towards the Hanged Man. And that's really the key here. This change of perspective, the security that results from that, the eternal life and all of that. Okay, let's look at that in more detail. The Knight of Discs, he's trying to figure out how to live his life. He doesn't know when to take action and when to defend himself, when to attack, when to work and when to relax. He's really between a rock and a hard place and he can't relax. He feels driven to learn and to make sense of things and to perfect them. But then also he wants to take action and innovate the new and really assert himself and stand for something. And it's difficult for him to find this balance. In this deck and in this card, we've got him really dressed from head to toe in armor. So his hand is free, the face is exposed. Really, it's difficult to get to him. And then he's got this stag on top of his helmet, a symbol of masculinity. So he's really trying to be a knight, to be a warrior. It's not really in his nature. He's more sedentary, he's passive. He's someone who's more likely to defend than to attack. And we've got this huge shield. I mean, it's 3/4 of his body size. So he's all about receiving and defending. And you can see these kind of shock waves moving out from the shield. So it's almost like it's been rung and it's kind of reverberating and vibrating. And the whole attitude is one of defensiveness and getting stuck. The horse is looking at the ground and kind of seeing if there's anything to eat. So they're not in the middle of a huge, mission here. He's overly focused at the moment on defending what is already in place, rather than asking, how can I really innovate and do something new and be practical. So watch out today for passivity, for feeling maybe a little bit apathetic or even lethargic, or feeling like, I've got so much to deal with here that I just need to batten down the hatches and deal with everything coming my way. If you take that approach, you're missing the stag here on top of the helmet and the fact that you have a lot of power over what happens today. The next card, the Hanged Man, when it's this way around, it's someone who is being punished for committing a crime. Horribly in this deck, he's crucified here with the nails through the hands and the feet. And then we've got this snake coiling at the bottom of, at his feet. And then we've got another snake here at the top to do with the crown chakra. And it seems kind of like Shakti, this life energy, the serpent that coils through your chakras to the top and connects you with the higher realms. It means wisdom. It means that you're being taught and you're starting to see the truth. The Ankh symbol is eternal life in Egyptian mythology. So this way around, it's a criminal. He needs to be taught and educated so that he can see things clearly and that he can behave in a way that actually helps him and society and the world at large. And this way around, there's this eternal truth that you have access to today, and it works its way up through your body and it explodes at the top of your head and turns into much greater wisdom. So you can tap into fundamental safety and security in your life. And rather than just receiving that or acting out excessively, you're able to take practical action in a very balanced way that's going to make you happy, provide you with security, and it's something that's long-term and permanent in your life. Eternal life takes a while, okay? And that is the central thing here of the day. And again, shockwaves of energy are moving outwards and into your life. So don't look for the negatives that you have to defend yourself from. Look at the life-affirming messages that come through that are trying to educate you in some way. So if you get the message to exercise more, then don't say, I can't be bothered. Listen to it. If something comes into your life and says, hey, don't give up hope about relationships. Even though you've been single for 40 years, doesn't mean you're going to be single for the next 20 years. And it's no one saying that. It's just something that you feel inside and believe that, okay? It's going to influence you. And the messages you hear internally and via the clairs. Clairsentient is when you feel. Claircognizant is when you just know stuff. Clairvoyant is when you see things. Clairaudient if you hear things. And there's one more. Something you smell. Clair olfactory senses. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Everyone who is intuitive, which is everybody watching this video and everyone in the world. Some people are better at it than others, but we all have the same ability, and it's something that can really get a lot bigger today. And you can not only absorb the stuff that's coming into your system that gives you extra wisdom and enlightens you and says, if you do A, B, and C, then you'll be secure and happy and safe, and you can rely on this being a permanent thing. You can also be someone who integrates all of that and who takes action to generate freedom, security, wisdom. And you then become the Ankh symbol, and you generate this energy and exude these shock waves. And rather than being the person who is defending from a perceived threat, you are at center stage, and you become the person that other people look up to or want to emulate or are jealous of, whatever it is. You can really transform yourself from someone who doesn't really have a clue about what's going on, and wisdom that comes into your life over and over and over again, and lessons that come in over and over again. You just haven't learned them, and that's all of us. There are certain patterns in our lives, certain things that don't work, and they continue to not work until we change something. And often we're very willing to change, but it's just not knowing what to change. And today, this Ankh is sending out these shockwaves of insight and understanding and knowledge about yourself, so that you can absorb that and really exude this stability and knowledge and certainty about who you are and what you're building in life that you've never had before. And when you start vibrating at a different frequency, you start to attract different things into your life. Okay. Finally, the Knight of Wands, such a beautiful card. He is extreme, same as the Knight of Discs. They always are the knights because they don't know how to use the energy just yet. And the Knight of Wands is like a warlord. He is just so fired up and so narcissistic and egomaniacal that it's just me, 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 me. And if any confrontation or if he's contradicted in the slightest, he blows up and just completely overreacts. At the other spectrum, he can be so happy and funny and exude this light and be the light in other people's lives that people fall in love with him and they want to be like him. And he is just the epitome of masculinity and what you can achieve when you believe in yourself and all of that stuff. So about both of these cards, it's about trying to find balance, okay? And we've got a hanged man upside down. A hanged man has completely lost balance. He's been hanged upside down by one of his feet. When it's upright, it's all about balance. And you're able to balance your life between the things you react to and the things you innovate and that you create. And by mixing the two, innovation and action, you're really able to put a lovely foundation in place on which you can build positive, long-term, influences which you want to bring into your life. And it's the spiritual wisdom and insight that tells you how to go about all of these things. Wow. And then the knights graduate and join the round table. They become a little bit more balanced. They learn from each other. And then they become kings in their own right. So the king of discs is the king of money and practicality and jobs and your body and your daily routine. And the king of wands is responsible for living his life to the fullest and being funny and loving his life and being sensual and passionate and achieving things and building. Together, they create this fundamental life theme, which is you seeing things 100% clearly, knowing exactly what to do with that information, implementing it in a way that serves you, and that in turn then serves other people. Court cards count as 1, 1 and 1 is 2, and 12 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 is freedom in numerology. So you're able to free yourself when it comes to your working life, your life purpose, what's fun in life, what's miserable. If you have to change your playground and your playmates, you're able to do that today. If you realize that the people around you are toxic and that your everyday environment is filled with people who just drag you down, your inner Knight of Wands is going to rise up and say, I am too high frequency for this. I'm the phoenix rising from the ashes. I'm not just going to grovel around on the floor here. I can thrive. I can transcend this. And I'm going to do that on my own. And then when I'm on the other side and I'm successful doing something I love, I'm going to meet new people who match my frequency and are also in that place in their life. Sometimes you've got to have the courage to go your own way without approval. And the motivation and the fire to do that comes from inside you. And this isn't your first lifetime. You've been here many times, and the wisdom is working its way through you to make you the best version you can possibly be, so that you don't have to come back and over and over and over again, so that you can achieve your soul mission and move on. So that's amazing. Have a lovely day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the button on the front page to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology. The astrology charts, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, order chart rectification with me. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. Once I have that, I can draw up your natal chart, and that's a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. I can answer any questions: life purpose, vocational aptitudes, love, health, travel, moving. Any question you have, I can look at and answer by drawing up your chart. So if you're at a crossroads in life or you've got some decisions to make, then do get in touch with me for a personal reading. Have an amazing day. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it online, and hit subscribe to join the channel. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.